degrade and ultimately destroy ISIS?
I think the biggest problem, or where I disagree with the president most strenuously, is in arming the Syrian rebels. The Syrian rebels don't seem to be able to hang on to the arms. Most of the arms we've given, and the Saudis have given, and the Qataris, have wound up in the hands of ISIS. So I said a year ago that the irony they will have trouble overcoming is that we will someday be fighting the weapons that we sent into the Middle East, and I think that irony is now. I think we do have to do something about ISIS, and I do agree with military action against ISIS, but I think it's disappointing that we are now fighting against our own weapons.
Well, you make a fair point, because a lot of the weapons that these U.S.-led airstrikes are destroying, especially in Iraq, ISIS weapons are U.S.-made weapons that ISIS basically took from the Iraqi military after the U.S. provided those weapons to Iraq. So that's a fair point. The chairman of the House Armed Services Committee, Buck McKeon, says ultimately U.S. ground troops will be necessary in Iraq in order to find the right targets. Do you agree with the chairman of the House Armed Services Committee?
From a military point of view, and I'm not a general, but I would agree with the generals who say that in order to ultimately defeat ISIS, there will need to be boots on the ground. I just think the boots on the ground should be Turkish, Iraqi, Kurdish, Saudi, Qatari, United Arab Emirates, Jordanians. I don't think that U.S. troops, if the people who live there are not willing to fight for their country, then I can't see having our GIs fight for something they're unwilling to fight for. The Iraqis need to step up. The ultimate answer to beating ISIS is the Iraqis need to appoint a Secretary of Defense from the Sunni chieftains that helped in the surge. If they were able to have an army that were sufficiently Sunni and Shia and a national Iraqi army, I think they would be able to control and push back ISIS. The bombing alone may not do it, but I do think the bombing has served to protect our embassy and our consulate, and that's why I support it.